Welcome back to another commentary video. That's what I'm going to call these. These are the ramble type of videos. This is the second one I've done. Third one I've recorded. One I basically almost completely edited. I don't know why I didn't post it. I don't remember what the deal with that was, but it never saw the light of day. But this one will. I just want to start off this whole entire thing with some groundbreaking news. This is really big news. This is an announcement that I'm extremely excited for. We've been talking about this, maybe hinting at this as a future possibility for a while, but now it is actually reality. I know you guys will be absolutely thrilled about this, so I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Here is some groundbreaking news. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about upcoming videos with the channel. I just wanted to do it in a more laid-back ramble sort of video instead of just throwing it in on an intro at the start of another video. I also want to talk about a couple different things that has me feeling like I'm in the mood to ramble. So that's why we have the different setup. For all these commentary videos, I'm going to do a different setup. I was feeling lazy today, didn't really change much up, but I'm sitting on a stool right now, so that's dope. This stool makes me pretty powerful. You know, I can just get up here and feel in charge. But anyway, the final part of my top 100 players series will be on NBA Uprise before the start of the season. They're gonna release irregularly, but I will get them out before the season kicks off. About a month from now, I'll finish those up. It just didn't seem like you guys were super interested in those videos. I know some of you were, and shout out to those of you who were, but it seemed like, you know, it wasn't Blazer-related content and wasn't getting much traction here. So I'm gonna toss those over on the NBA Uprise channel. Tomorrow, schedule breakdown will finally come out. I've already recorded it once, have to record it again. I wanted to take some time in between that first recording, which was a failure because my mic was messed up. Apologies to those who said my mic was messed up for like 3 weeks. Other people were saying it sounded normal, but my mic was definitely messed up. For like a good 2-3 weeks, my mic was sounding like this, and this is not how it's supposed to sound like. So there was a switch that was flipped on it that I don't know how it got flipped because it's not easy to move. And that's why I didn't really think it was actually causing any issues. I never touched that switch on the mic, but somehow it got bumped or something. So yeah, I recorded the whole schedule breakdown before and it was sounding like this. So I can't release that. I recorded that about, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, and it was a 30-minute recording, and it was just sort of to the point where I was like, you know what, I'm going to wait until mid-September, then I'm going to drop it, because I hate recording a video for a second time right after I do the first recording, because I always feel like it's just a bad recording. It just it doesn't end up well, and I want the schedule breakdown to be a good recording, so that's why I waited some time. I will get that out to you hopefully by tomorrow, if not guaranteed by September 18th, which is a Saturday. And then right after that, we're going to start our player review series where we touch on every player on the roster. I'm not going to touch on Trendon Watford because he's on a two-way, and I'm not going to touch on the training camp guys, just guys that are guaranteed to be on the normal roster. So that is 13 players, and it will be a good series in my opinion. Now, my whole process has been slightly slowed because this thing won't turn on, man. I don't know. This happened like a week ago. I tweeted about it. I wasn't lying. See, the power button is on. You probably can't see because this dang light's in the way, but I mean, it says it's on, but it's not actually on. So yeah, I'm gonna have to figure this out because most of the editing I do is on this thing, and the screen won't work. It won't turn on. So cool. So anyway, let's talk a basketball thing because this is a basketball channel. I've seen people say the Blazers are going to cap dump Nurk at the deadline next year, and I don't even know where to start with this. It's not going to happen unless the Blazers are so awful that they're also going to trade Dame, because all off season a lot of people have been, you know, freaking out because, oh, Olshey's going to run Dame out of town. We're going to lose Damian Lillard. But then they're also saying, yeah, you know, the Blazers are probably going to cap dump Nurk, and they're acting like it's an inevitability. I totally butchered that word. You have a lot of people out here acting like it's inevitable that the Blazers cap dunk Nurk, cap dunk. I can't talk today. This is what it looks like if I don't edit my videos. Some people are acting like it's inevitable that the Blazers cap dump Nurk at the deadline next year. A couple of them were the people that were saying we're going to drive Damian Lillard out of town. Do they not see how cap dumping Yusuf Nurkic at the deadline would drive Dame out of town? Like, this organization is not going to cap dump Nurk, because at that point, why don't you just trade Damian Lillard? Because that is the one thing to get him to request a trade, would be trading our starting center who's only making $12 million a year in a cap dump to get under the luxury tax line. What's crazy about it is right now the Blazers aren't even over the luxury tax line. Now, they have to fill out the roster with one of those training camp guys, so the number I'm looking at right now is the Blazers' salary being $135 million. The luxury tax line is like $136 million and some change. So, yeah, they might be slightly over it, but if they were so worried about that, they could easily just, I don't know, attach a second-round pick to CJ Ellaby and go get a rookie who's making less. Like, there would be ways under the luxury tax line that A, wouldn't piss off Dame, B, wouldn't trade a starter away, and C, I said that like I had a C. No, those are just the two main things about that. Like, it just doesn't make sense, man. I don't understand why people are acting like that is even a remote possibility. Now, if we're like 10-50 at the deadline, then we're going to trade away everybody. There's no situation where we dump Nurk at the deadline for financial reasons and don't trade away other members of our starting lineup, because that signals blowing it up. And people have said, the Blazers want to avoid the repeater tax. If we trigger the repeater tax this year, but then aren't in the luxury tax next year, it doesn't matter. If we're barely in the tax next year, it will barely matter. I know that's some like big spooky thing to some people, but I just don't see the team going out and adding salary in a trade by trading Derrick Jones Jr. for Larry Nance, who makes more than Derrick Jones Jr., just to put themselves in a situation where they'd have to cap dump Nurkic at the trade deadline in order to save about $1 million. Like, none of that makes any sort of sense whatsoever. It kind of goes along with the whole narrative that, oh, we need to save money, so we need Derrick Jones Jr. to opt out, because otherwise we're definitely going to be way into the tax. And what was I saying at the time? I said we want Derrick Jones Jr. to opt in so that we could trade him for somebody. What happened? He opted in, as I predicted, and then we traded him for somebody. And guess what? Even though we opted in and we traded him for more salary, we're still not deep into the luxury tax. We're not in the luxury tax right now. So that just gets me rambling. I wish people would just trust me and Eric. Eric even more than me, because Eric knows the CBA and salary stuff even better than I do. But I wish people would just trust us at this point. I feel like we've kind of earned that trust with how we've covered moves and transactions in the past, but it seems like I'm still getting into Twitter arguments. I haven't been making enough eye contact with the camera. Somebody in my last Ramble video left a comment like that, so this is for you. Anyway, you've had other people on the beautiful platform called Twitter.com. They've been tweeting out that the Blazers just need to trade Nurkic no matter what, which doesn't make sense to me. You have people saying, we need to trade him because he can't stay healthy. Well, either next year he's going to be healthy and helping this team out a lot, or he's going to be injured and have no trade value, and there's no point to even trading him if you're not going to get anything worthwhile back. So that whole argument for trading him doesn't make any sense, because either he's healthy and kind of dispels the notion that he can't have a healthy season, or he's injured again and has absolutely no trade value. And then some people say we need to trade him because he's only a career 49% field goal shooter. Problem with using career stats for a guy like a Yusuf Nurkic is it takes into account his first 3 years in Denver. I don't see how his first 3 years in Denver are relevant to his situation now, right? You can use what he shot last year if you want. Now, he shot more threes last year, so that'll make your field goal percentage look lower. That's why I like to look at 3-point percentage and 2-point percentage and true shooting percentage more than I like to look at field goal percentage. But you have some people saying, oh, he just can't finish well enough, so you definitely have to look at trading him at the trade deadline. And why can't people just relax and sit back and wait and see how guys play under Chauncey Billups? Like, why is that so hard for some people? It's like, at the bare minimum, we have no idea what this team will look like under Chauncey. In my opinion, I think it will look good. But at the bare minimum, for all these people that want all these wholesale changes, you don't know what the team is going to look like under Chauncey. It's going to be better offensively than defensively, and in a lot of people's opinions, it's still not going to be good enough defensively, but it's September 16th right now. Why can't we just wait until the season gets going and just see what the team looks like before we start exclaiming that we need to trade Nurkic at the deadline, or we have to take a look at trading him at the deadline, or any of this type of stuff? I've never understood that. Like, Nurkic could be absolutely phenomenal under Chauncey and have a career year and be an all-star next year. I don't know. Sure, that's not likely, but he's obviously didn't like playing under Stotts. I don't think that was any secret. And he's obviously excited to play under Chauncey, who has been hyping Nurkic up all summer. Let's just wait and see. It's not that hard. Like, I am somebody that's super outspoken, and I give my opinion on everything. If you follow me on Twitter, you know that. If you don't follow me on Twitter at ToryJonesYT, link in the description box below. But if you've paid enough attention to me, you know I'm outspoken. I like to give my opinion on everything. But in regards to Nurkic and some of the players on this team, like, just, we're a month away from the season starting. And I'm not even talking preseason, I'm talking about regular season. It starts October 20th. It's September 16th. Why don't we just chill, kick back, enjoy an ice-cold cherry vanilla Coca-Cola, #ad, just kidding, they didn't sponsor this. Why don't we just sit back and relax and wait until the season gets going and wait and see what Jusuf Nurkic looks like. If he regresses, fine. Maybe you look at trading him, looking for an upgrade on the trade market. But you're probably not going to find an upgrade of a starting center for Jusuf Nurkic. No team out there is going to be like, yeah, we want a regressing Jusuf Nurkic on our team, and we're going to give you a better starting center for him. That's not going to happen. He's not 23 anymore, so it's not like you can sell him to a team trying to go younger. Like, I just don't see any meaningful trade package becoming available for Jusuf Nurkic at the deadline, no matter how he plays, if he plays good or if he plays bad. But regardless, for somebody like me who is full of hot takes and bold proclamations and opinions, and I'm very outspoken, it's kind of weird to me to sit here being like, why don't we just chill with the opinions? Why don't we just stop shouting out all this crazy stuff and just wait and see what Jusuf Nurkic looks like next season? Because I think he's going to have a better season under Chauncey Billups than he did last year under Terry Stotts, and I can guarantee that we aren't going to cap dump him. Anyway, have a good day, everybody. I'll see ya. Peace out. Go Blazers.